Governor DeSantis has removed an elected official from office by executive order. In this case, it was State Attorney Monique Worrell, the chief prosecutor over the Ninth Judicial Circuit, Orange and Osceola counties.
Monique Worrell's administration of criminal justice in the Ninth Circuit has been clearly and fundamentally derelict so as to constitute both neglect of duty and incompetence.
What's so concerning to me as an officer of the court who's sworn to protect the Constitution is that this act creates an incredibly dangerous precedent, no matter who you are, Republican or Democrat, that a governor can, just because he feels like it, remove someone who was elected by the people to do their job, even though that person wasn't asleep at the wheel, wasn't neglecting their duty, wasn't committing malfeasance, but merely because that person was doing it in a way that the governor didn't like. And so what we have here is a scenario where, can the governor, does he have authority to remove an elected state attorney? Well, in short, the answer is yes. The Constitution gives the chief executive the ability to remove an elected official that's employed by the state of Florida if they are literally committing malfeasance, if they've committed a felony, if they can no longer return to work, or if they've neglected their duty. And what has happened here is the governor has said that Monique Worrell has neglected her duty because she's not prosecuting cases the way that he would like her to. Now, the concern there is that, cited for the reasons, is several cases, some of which the state attorney's office has nothing to do with. But like, for example, this one man recently who was out on a $125,000 bond and then went and shot tragically two law enforcement officers in our community. But the governor blamed the elected state attorney for the bond issue, even though our Constitution requires that he would have gotten a bond. So if we would have followed this logic, it would have meant that we just lock people away, don't let them out on bond, even if they haven't been proven guilty of any crime. As tragic as that situation was, it's not a good enough reason to remove someone who's been elected by the people. And so when we have elections and they're open, free, and fair, and we elect someone, and then a governor comes and takes that elected official away and appoints someone else who wasn't elected, it just erodes the fundamental building blocks of what democracy is. Democracy is built on elections. Democracy thrives on us being able to remove our elected officials. But here, Monique Worrell wasn't recalled by the people. She was just removed by a governor who said she was neglecting her duty. So to me, this isn't a Republican or Democratic issue, even though our governor currently happens to be Republican. It's not a matter of whether Monique was doing a good job or whether this new person that the governor appointed is going to do a good job. What I am raising the alarms on right now, again, as one of maybe only 300 people that practice in criminal law regularly in these courtrooms against these prosecutors, I'm sounding the alarms that we are saying to prosecutors that if you don't do it my way as the governor, if you're exercising your own discretion because you think that's actually what the people have elected you to do, then I'm just going to remove you. And it might be unconstitutional. We'll find out if the courts say that what Monique did and didn't do doesn't rise to the level of neglect of duty. Certainly, she's been prosecuting cases and been very intentional about how she's been doing that. But unfortunately, it's run afoul of the way the governor would have liked her to. The precedent that we're setting, if a governor or a president can just remove people that disagree with them, I don't care if it's a Democrat or Republican in that office, we are eroding our fundamental freedoms. We are eroding democracy. And I want to call attention to that as something that we just can't be okay with. And as a person who practices regularly in this jurisdiction, I wish nothing but the best for Orange and Osceola counties. I wish nothing but the best for Monique Worrell and also for the new state attorney who's been elected. And I hope that this act does not erode prosecutorial discretion, which is critically important to our foundations of justice, because just because someone is accused of something does not mean that we need to put them in prison for the rest of their lives. We've tried that one. It's not worked. And so we need criminal justice reform, and I am concerned that this act will be a hamper on that, which will be a detriment to all of us in this country, whatever your political leanings are.